How do one prevent getting affected with TB? 1. Stay away from infected people during the first few weeks of treatment. 2. Cover your mouth when sneezing or coughing. 3. Wear a face mask when you are around people who are infected with tuberculosis for the first 3 weeks of treatment. This may help to lessen the risk of transmission. 4. Try and stay in a well-ventilated room. 5. Childhood vaccination is very, very necessary. To vaccinate a child with BCG vaccine when a child is born or in childhood, it's very, very necessary. 5. Avoid stress. Anything that will stress you, avoid it, because when you are stressed, the immune system tends to go low. And if you are around somebody who is infected with tuberculosis, there's every tendency that you might get infected with tuberculosis. 6. Try as much as possible to eat right. Take the proper nutrition, take the proper diet of food. This alone helps boost your immune system. And whenever you're close to somebody that's infected with tuberculosis that has not been treated, you might not get infected because your immune system is strong. Then, try as much as possible to prevent the spread of tuberculosis. Try as much as possible to prevent the spread of tuberculosis. How do you prevent the spread of tuberculosis? When you notice somebody who has been coughing for 2 or more weeks, encourage the person to go to the nearest center and get treated. Encourage the person to be tested and get treated. Not to stigmatize the person or to start saying minds about tuberculosis where the person is. This does not encourage such person. These are ways we can prevent the spread of tuberculosis. Now to the final part. We have myths and facts about tuberculosis. I'm going to be telling us about the myths and facts of tuberculosis. One of the myths of tuberculosis that I hear or we hear on daily basis is that tuberculosis has no cure. But I am here to tell you that tuberculosis has cure and it is for free in most places. Tuberculosis has cure. It is for free in most places. The treatment, the diagnosis, the tests, everything is free once you've been diagnosed of tuberculosis. Some people also say tuberculosis is genetic. No, tuberculosis is not genetic. But I feel why people say tuberculosis is genetic is, for instance, when someone who is infected with tuberculosis lives in a house with somebody who is not infected, like family member, if proper preventive measures are not taken, a family member gets infected with tuberculosis. And in such way, people tend to say it is genetic because other persons in the family has gotten affected with tuberculosis. Another thing people say that makes me laugh is tuberculosis patients are infectious. No, no, no. Tuberculosis patients are not infectious. Once they've started taking treatment, within the first 3 weeks of treatment, the disease tends to get very low and cannot be spread to a person close by or even far away. So, it cannot be infectious. TB patients are not infectious. That when they touch you and when they drink from the same cup with you, when they kiss you, you can be infected. My dear, no. it can be infected with tuberculosis. People also say tuberculosis only affect people in low income countries. My dear, tuberculosis can affect anybody. Anybody can get infected with tuberculosis, not just the low income countries. Another thing that people say common, that is common amongst us when people are talking about tuberculosis, is tuberculosis can be spread through shaking of hands, tuberculosis can be spread through sharing of beddings, through toilet seats, through foods or beverages, through sharing of toothpaste, or through sharing of toothbrushes. That TB is something that is very, very dangerous. When you get close to the person, when you shake the person, you will get infected with tuberculosis. My dear, no. I've told us, I've informed us how you can get tuberculosis. Another thing, the last I would be talking about on tuberculosis is that the minds of it, that TB is always fatal. My dear, TB is not fatal. Once you start taking treatment, you are as good as the word go. You are as good as the word good itself. You will be fine. And there is no need stigmatizing those having tuberculosis. The stigmatization kills so fast. The stigmatization causes depression. The stigmatization causes things that we don't know it causes. It causes anxiety. It causes so many things that we don't expect. People living with tuberculosis are also human like us. That is why I've taken my time to come out and speak on the word tuberculosis. Please, I know I might be fast in saying all of this, but please try as much as possible to listen to it. Ask questions where you don't understand. Ask me questions on things you feel you need to be explained. I'll be so happy and glad to answer you. To everybody around the world, happy World Tuberculosis Day. Tell one or two persons about tuberculosis. Tell them it doesn't kill. Tell them to go to the nearest center if they feel they've been coughing persistently for 2 or more weeks and get treated. Thanks to my bosses that have given me the opportunity to know what tuberculosis is. Thank you so much to my boss and to every other person that has made me to be enlightened on tuberculosis. We'll be stopping here today, and next we'll be discussing on stress, the word stress. Thank you so much and happy World Tuberculosis Day. Bye.